You want to learn how to impress the ladies? You came to the wrong place. Ladies don't give a flying rat's ballsack about sweep picking, but you might, and I do, so let's talk about a good way to start practicing sweep picking. Now, your main goal will probably be to do this pattern on 5 strings or more. A good way to start practicing sweep picking is first learning the actual technique. It's supposed to be a very economic way of playing. No up and down on the strings, just sweep. It takes some time to get this into your fingers, but when you are able to do it, you can do cool sweep stuff. Now, the way I learned sweep picking was by starting with a shorter version of doing the minor arpeggio. So instead of doing the full 5-string exercise, I only focused on the top 3 strings. And the notes that I'm playing here are starting on the G string, the 14th fret, the 13th fret on the B string, 12th fret on the E string, and 17th fret on the E string. So, and if you notice, I'm sweeping down, sweep, 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 and then pulling off on the 17th note, going into the 12th note, then continue the sweep back up. I can exaggerate the movement to make it a little bit more easy to understand. It's just sweep, no alternative picking. And like I said, this is a part of a bigger sweeping pattern, in this case doing it in A minor. If you look closely, you will recognize the thing I'm doing on the top. If you want to make this exercise a little bit more fun and musical sounding, what I used to do, I would move this pattern in half steps up and down, so it would sound something like this. The right way to practice this is to let things evolve naturally. I always recommend using a metronome and play slow in the beginning until you get the technique into your fingers. You can even watch TV and just play the right hand part of the exercise, so it would basically be This really is one of the coolest and the most wild sounding techniques out there, and as you keep progressing you can start working on learning longer sweep patterns. This kind of guitar technique normally sounds the best when you're using the neck pickup, but on this guitar I don't have a neck pickup. Now I suggest you practice this technique as often as possible. If you really want to see some good results, you should try practicing each day, and also try doing it in the tempo where you're actually able to play it well. The way I practice, I make some kind of name for the exercise. So let's say this one could be called A minor triad sweeping exercise. And what I would do is write the name of the exercise, the date, and the BPM that I'm able to play that day. Then I go back the next day, and normally I'm gonna see, after a day or two, I'm gonna see some kind of progress where I'm able to play it a little bit faster than the day before. And that's the good thing about playing with a metronome, because you can actually see your own progress. If you don't have a metronome, you're just winging it. And a lot of times I've been pissed off because I couldn't play stuff, and I turned out I was playing it way too fast than I was actually supposed to do because I didn't use the metronome. So it has more than one benefit. And to really boost your progress when you are rehearsing or practicing guitar, I recommend practice the exercise until you can't do it and your fingers are starting to get tense and just cramping up. Then just leave your guitar and come back 5 minutes later after you've stretched your fingers, shake your hands, and you might find that your hands are really warm and really loose. And this is, at least for me, when I'm at my best playability. Now, when you mastered this first part, it's time to expand. And I'm gonna make another video explaining how to play the A minor arpeggio sweeping stuff in another video. Alright, so that's it. It's time for you to crank up the amp and annoy your neighbors to death, because they'll be constantly hearing and if you're interested, feel free to contact me for guitar lessons and stuff, and check out my Patreon page where you can check out my band and it's all in the description. Alright, bye bye.